Samir, okay, embedded to this whole conversation that we are having is a takeaway from what's happened last night, wherein the former CEO of X, Jack Dorsey, has said that they are laying off an X number of 4,000 employees odd because of efficiency gains due to AI. Do you reckon firms like yours could grow at a particular pace and go ahead and lay people off? Would you, for example, calendar year 26 could see layoffs from your firm because AI is helping you increase productivity any which ways?
Oh, Neeraj, if you see already for last quarter, if you see our people cost, it's only grown at about 4%, whereas our top line has grown by 24%. So some of those productivity gains coming through AI is already started kicking in. As I said, 25% of our code is already getting done through this. I think we have guided in our earnings call as well that we have about 1,000 engineers and we will not be adding any more engineers for the growth that we are guiding forward. I think the first step of productivity gains for us is we are a very workflow use case driven business. I think getting all the mundane routine work, etc., done through AI is the first level of adoption of AI. And I think that's already happening. And I think engineers can now be used for multiple use cases with system designs, controls, etc. And I think that's where the first step is. We're already seeing productivity gains. And I think that productivity gain will continue to happen through the quarter as well.
Ask you, Samir, about you, and you made a mention. By the way, the stock reacted when you did make that mention, when you said that 25% of your code is already being written by artificial intelligence. You see it going up, but where do you see that going, and to what extent do you see your code and your service being refined by human beings, but essentially driven by artificial intelligence?
I think our internal target is to keep moving it up. I mean, at least at about 30-40% to start with. And I think our internal focus on making it more and more live. In fact, we're running projects across functions. It's no longer just about a tech department. I think every function within Pine Labs is looking at how AI can be adopted. It's a big theme for us. And getting more done from less is a clear objective of the firm for FY27 and 26.
Okay, just on that specific question, Samir, do you see job cuts in the offing? I know you're saying you're hiring fewer engineers, your growth was only 4%. Is that in the realm of possibility? Because I think it's a top of mind question. It's a fair one to ask right now. Are you seeing AI tools replacing tasks being done currently by people in your system?
So two things here, Tamanna. I think one thing we have to keep in mind is while India, we are growing at 20%, international markets, we're growing at about 35-40%. So what we can do currently is we have guided that we are not going to add any more engineers, but there are a lot of use cases. We have had some large wins across geographies. For example, we just won a new deal in Dubai with Weo Bank. We are working closely with Emirates NBD in Dubai. We have had some large wins with Philippines, Gcash. I think these are deals where we are actually taking the prowess of India. India is a large, complex market, and we are winning at scale in India. We are using our skill sets in India to build our businesses in some of the geographies. That's why almost about 300 crores for the 9 months ended 26. Our revenues did come from international markets. I think a lot of our people incrementally can be used for penetrating these geographies. Had our growth not been there, we would have looked at it. I think there's enough for us to do. So I think we can easily redeploy and build those markets without having to add any headcount. And that's the operating leverage that we're really gunning for.
But my question is not on adding headcount, Samir. If I may reiterate, it's on reducing headcount. Are you saying that there is no scope for that or no requirement for that? Or is that something you will have to go back and look at?
We will look at it opportunistically, Tamanna. I will look at it opportunistically. I think as a firm, we will obviously try to keep our headcount as optimal as possible. I think it's too early for me to say yes or no. I think AI is still in the adoption phase, as I said.
Yeah.
But definitely as a firm, we are very conscious about cost. As we have guided, you've seen our operating cost for the last few years. So whatever needs to be done to optimally manage the cost, whether it's in terms of improving productivity or to make it optimal, I think as a firm, we are more than happy. And that's what we have already demonstrated through our quarterly results. So I think that's what the street should take as a guidance, that we will see operating leverage come in through multiple things that we're doing.
All right, fair enough.